point, I call that history. Fuck around and grill a pig like some rotisserie. Give a fuck about who you think you with, don't trust the industry. Why you wanna be my enemy? You should really let me be, cause really you can't fuck with me. Nah, you can't fuck with me, little bitch, and yes, I took my heat. Yes, I love to redo, that made me L-A-M-E or W-I-S-E. My third eye open, I can see, must protect my inner peace. No response, I can't give you my energy. I don't follow trends, cause bitch, I'ma just...
Hi, it's Uno Neo back with another video. We're going to jump straight into it as we always do. I hope that everyone is having a beautiful and blessed day today and that things are going smoothly. If not, it's okay. It's not too late to transmute that energy, turn it into what you want and need it to be. We're going to jump straight into it. For today's energy, I am picking up a lot of growth. And what I mean by growth, I am taking this as spiritual growth. I feel like a lot of us are stepping into this higher power, this higher version of ourselves. A version of ourselves we didn't once know or was afraid to unleash or let out. I feel like that a lot of relationships are ending. I feel like a lot of friendships are ending. And that's mainly due to the fact of you outgrowing the person that you once were. I think at times we get too caught up in this reality of how others want us to be, the picture others paint of us, we become it. We consume that idea that they have of us, and then begin to transpire the energy into our own. I feel like a lot of us adapt to the environment around us, and you begin to absorb the energies that surround you, the people that surround you. I feel like it's time for a lot of us to turn within and start to trust our intuition, trust the inner voice that you are hearing. Trust the inner voice that you are hearing. Trust the inner knowing that you know. It's the energy of following your intuition before it even makes sense. Believing you enough to know that you are going to lead yourself into the highest timeline for you. And if you don't trust in yourself enough, ask yourself the questions of why. What patterns or behaviors do you have that's causing you to have a blocked intuition? Where are you not attentive enough to your spiritual growth and your spirituality and your soul? Because it's like a lot of times, a lot of people walk around with dirty and nasty spirits. A lot of people walk around with dirty and nasty spirits attached to them. People don't take the time to cleanse yourself, cleanse your body, give yourself the nourishment you need, give yourself that body care you need, give yourself that tenderness and rest and love that you need. And because of this, it's like you have this whole weight of energy, this I'm hearing the words disturbing and disgusting or like nasty energy to you because of this. And it's not in a way of saying that you're impossible of becoming something greater than that, or that it's impossible to cleanse your spirit, because it's not. It's the energy of being more mindful of the type of aura that you're carrying and how to cleanse that aura so that you do not leak onto the next person, so that you're not allowing the next to absorb your aura field that you are failing to take care of. And it's important for those who are empathic to be mindful of the ones who are doing these type of things, whether this is knowing or unknowingly. And it's not in a way of one side is better than the other. It's not about that at all. It's about us all becoming doing these type of things, whether this is knowing or unknowingly. And it's not in a way of one side is better than the other. It's not about that at all. It's about us all becoming one. And so it's like, if you know that you're one of the ones who it's a need for you to cleanse your spirit, cleanse your aura, cleanse yourself, don't take it personal. Actually, you should take it personal, because it is personal. It's time to start looking yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, who are you? What type of person are you? Don't allow your ego to control or dictate who you are. Don't allow the voices in your head to guide you into a direction that you're not wanting to go. Don't let the energies and the weight of the world affect you to the point where your boundaries are not set high enough. It's time to realize that a lot of the things that we self-inflict on ourselves, it's not really our weight to carry. Sometimes you care too much about wanting to care for others. You care too much about what others think or feel, or how you're making others think or feel. But sometimes the divine is pushing us into an energy of not caring, pushing us into an energy of becoming less empathic, to care less, because sometimes caring less is caring about self more. It's a need to start being protective of your own energy. It's a need to start being loyal to yourself. It's a need to start trusting in yourself as well. It's important to give yourself that safety that you know that you need and that you so badly crave. Again, follow your intuition before it makes sense. There's also a need to create balance within your life. If you know that you're on the wrong side of scales, it's time to make amends with yourself, make amends with your spirit. It's time to make the heart light as a feather. Make the soul light as a feather. I feel like that there's a lot going on when it comes to this life and this spiritual warfare that's out here. I feel like a lot of us are being called to stand up and speak out more, to use our voices more. You will know if you're one of the It's time to speak out more, to use our voices more. And you would know if you were one of those type of people. You're being called to do something. You're being called to teach something. You're being called to learn something, to study something. It's important to go with that thought and those guys that's basically being brought to you. It's a need to be patient and to understand patience, to understand what patience really is, to understand that it has to be a balance. I feel like in these upcoming weeks there's going to be some type of conflict or emotional conflict that's going to come about. I feel like in these next upcoming weeks, there's going to be some type of emotional conflict or physical conflict for some. Those of you who are dealing with financial issues, penny pinching, I'm hearing, you're not going to have to deal with that any longer. I feel like a blessing is coming about. I'm also hearing governmental affiliated, so I don't know if someone could have like a governmental job or could work in the field of like the government, something dealing with the government. There's a need to pick back up on the things that we're passionate about, to create a balance when it comes to the things that we're passionate about. There's a need to understand that this world is changing, and it's important for you to know which side of the scales you're on. Because regardless of how you feel, or regardless of the picture that you're trying to paint to yourself, you can't lie to the universe. You can't lie to God. And lying to yourself should be a form of insanity. Because lying to yourself will eventually put you down this spiral of delusion, this spiral of not knowing reality from false reality, not knowing the difference between your truth and your own lies. You begin to deceive yourself that you begin to lie to yourself so much to where you're deceiving yourself in your spirit, to where your brain is no longer able to detect what's a lie and what's not. You don't want to come to that point of delusion. It's best to be just truthful and honest with yourself. What type of person are you? What type of person are you to others? What type of person are you to your... What type of parent are you to your children? What type of parent... What type of daughter or son are you to your mother or father? We're in a time frame where you have no choice but to look yourself in the mirror and reflect on everything that you have not only self-inflicted on yourself, but others as well. We're getting to a point where we can no longer run. The only thing you can do is face it. Face your darkness. Face the duality of this life and create balance between the two. Allow your shadow and your light to coexist with each other. Don't shame it. Don't shame your shadow side. Don't shame your darkness. Learn to understand it. Treat it with compassion. Treat it with understanding. Gain knowledge on the things that you need. Gain knowledge on self. The most important thing you can do is learn to understand yourself and why you are the way you are. What are your actions and why are those your actions? And it's important not to get yourself trapped in this victim mentality of because of whatever occurred to you in your past. It's like you could keep yourself stuck in this cycle or loop of a time frame or time period. But it's important to pull yourself out of that energy and to understand when you are in that victim mentality and be real enough with yourself so that you can get out of that type of state of mind so that you can then grow. I thank you guys for listening thus far. Anyone wanting to book a reading with me, my bookings are open and available. Don't forget to click the like button, share, and subscribe. Love and light.
The atmosphere, I can feel the envy. I can't sell my soul, no. See, I'd rather let you kill me, but I can never die. No, not really, only physically. I've been through a lot, but I can't let none of that get to me. Because if I do, then I am being my own enemy. I educate the youth and I am nothing like celebrities. I can't break the law that's breaking me, that's what you tell us. Fuck the system, I'ma say that shit 1,000 times. That shit is sickening, they done told us like 10,000 lies. We wanted sheep, cause they still sleep, then they act so surprised. When the truth come out before their eyes, I'm still don't recognize. When you speak the truth, you put your life up on the line. And if you don't, cause you say that you living in a lie. I'm speaking fast, this ain't just rap, see I just make it rhyme. Falling off my purpose, it ain't worth it. I did that many times.